John, Billy, Bob, laughed and Bob, 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 Bob and Bob. John, Billy, Bob, laughed and Bob, 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 Bob and Bob. It's the podcast. It's the podcast. It's Billy, Bob, and Ralph, the podcast. Billy, Bob, and Ralph, the podcast. Bob, 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 and Bob.
It's the BillYbob podcast. I think Ralph is gonna be here too. I'm not sure. He might be, he might not. This is a baby ass. Fuck you, you can't tell me anything. Say what I want, and you can't cancel me. Fuck you, you smell like farts. Didn't go to college, that's why I'm so smart. Hello, and welcome to this edition of the BillYbob and Ralph podcast. Sadly, I do have some sad news for everybody. Ralph used too much anal glue. And sadly, this is what he's become. I don't know what his deal is. Can't really tell you. And speaking of anal glue, it's our number one sponsor. We're going to go to the sponsor now, and we'll get the show started because we got a lot in store for you today. So here we go first. Anal glue, the thing that killed Ralph.
Is your eyes leaking? Does it embarrass you? What you need to get is anal glue.
Is your ass leaking? Are you sick and tired of leaving shit stains on your couch, your car seat, your wife's face? Well, if that's the case, and you want to stop the seeping, the creeping, and the bleeping, you need to get anal glue.
Is your ass leaking? Does it embarrass you? What you need to get is anal glue.
Okay. We are back with the BillYbob and Dead Ralph podcast. Don't know what happened to Ralph. Well, I actually do. I said I wouldn't, I did sign an NDA that I wouldn't disclose what has happened to Ralph, but I think we can all agree it is not good. Whatever this is, I don't fucking know what happened. Pretty sure it was anal glue. Could have been stank vag. He did use a lot of ball engulfment. Sorry, total ball engulfment. One of our new sponsors. But, you know. So, we are in a seriously electrically charged political atmosphere right now, right? You got the Epstein files. You got the Crossfire hurricane investigation on Brennan and Clapper. Or Comey, sorry. We got a lot of shit going on. But first, I wanted to talk to you guys about something. Did you know that just recently, I think it was about a couple days ago, Putin gave a speech. Now, I'd like to say, right off the bat, that anything Putin says isn't necessarily true, but same goes for Trump, right? Same goes for Biden. Same goes for every fucking politician we have, right? You never know if they're telling the truth or not. But listen to what he said. He gave a speech in front and had worldwide broadcast on the speech. And in the speech, he said that he has proof, crazy as this sounds, that we are eating each other. That the American food processing companies are putting human remains in our food. He said he can prove this. Can he? I don't fucking know. Would I be surprised if he could? No. Would I be surprised that American food companies are making us eat each other? I wouldn't say making, but, you know, putting it out there. In no way would I be surprised at all. What do you think, Ralph? Well, typical response from Ralph. So, not sure about that. But then, he said he has, then in the same speech, he said that he has audio and satellite visual confirmation that the story that we've been told on about 9/11 is totally and completely false. And he said he has the evidence to prove it. And I gotta say, you know, would I be surprised about that as well? Hell no. I would in no way be surprised at all if video and audio evidence came to light that 9/11 was an inside job. Well, he didn't say that. He just said it wasn't the story we were told. But if I had to guess, I would put my chips in the, yeah, it was an inside job category. Or maybe the Israeli government. What do you think, Ralph? Yeah. Of course. Actually, I'm getting more action out of this guy than I usually get out of Ralph, so kind of happy. Anyway, I want to go to one of our other sponsors. It's just an audio clip, but this is one of our newest sponsors. It's called Anal Vag.
Anal vag. Turn any ass into a pussy.
Does your girlfriend only let you put it in her butt because she thinks it makes her a virgin? What you need is anal vag. When inserted in your girlfriend's butthole, it turns her butt into a nice, moist, soft pussy.
Anal vag. Turn any ass into a pussy.
Okay, that was our sponsor, Anal Vag. Turn any ass into a pussy. Full disclaimer, also works for gay guys. Now, let's wrap up the Putin speech thing. Interesting, right? But I gotta say, I trust Putin just about as much as I trust our government. So what does that tell you? That's an equal ground there, right? Okay, what else we got? Oh, you know, what really surprises me, and Ralph, obviously, I mean, just look at him. Totally can't even contain himself. Is the news cycle and what the mass fake media puts out there as actual news, right? They're always like, what the most important story? And what's the most important story right now? Obviously, that they keep pushing, and everyone's, suddenly all the Democrats are shitting their pants is the Epstein file shit. We will get into that later. But let me bring up a story now that should be played over and over and over and over again over the next year. And that is in Texas. One of the Texas County Sheriff's Department had what was called, I think it was called Operation Soteria. And what they did, I think this story broke about a month ago, maybe a little less. What they did was they literally saved 109 children from sex traffickers. This was in Texas alone, okay? In Texas alone, 109 children saved from sex and human traffickers. And 256 pedophiles were put behind bars. Right? How is that not national news? How is that not national news? Right? Instead, you're talking about the Epstein list, which, who knows what's even on the list. Is it just a bunch of people who went to Epstein's Island? Well, good luck if you're a prosecutor proving that just because someone went to his island, anything illegal happened. You know, I got to look at it like this. As a prosecutor, what do? Detectives bring you the evidence that they've gathered. You look at the evidence and you decide, one, can you take it to a grand jury? Can you even get it past them? And then if you do that, can you get a conviction? And what is the charges going to be? Because as Pam Bondi said, she said, I have thousands of videos of Jeffrey Epstein with children and child porn. She didn't say I have thousands of videos of prominent figures or even unknown people who are adults with children and child porn. No, it was Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein's dead. So when they say nothing to see here, I'm not sure if I believe it or if there is nothing to see. There's nothing that's prosecutable. All right, let's play this out. You're a billionaire who went to Epstein's Island and got jacked off by a 16-year-old girl who came there on her own fruition and got paid to do it. What do you think the consequences for that are? There are child rapists who get 2 and 3 chances, get slaps on the wrist. So if you have a 16-year-old girl who was getting paid and you're a billionaire, you have the best lawyers, nothing's going to happen to them at all. But that's the most important news cycle story. And once again, I must reiterate, don't you think that if Trump was on that fucking list, that the Democrats would have released it in the 4 years they were in power? They could have obviously released that. And they didn't. So to them, I say simply one thing. Fuck you! Right? Like, seriously. You can just suck my balls. I'll put on some total ball engulfment, and you can just suck my balls. How you like that? All right? Because you're probably going to do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's really all I got to say about that. Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, I think, are respectable people. And I think that if they had something they could prosecute, they would absolutely do it. Now, there's the third side of the coin, and that is there is a list that has names on it, and there's credible evidence that beyond reasonable doubt they could put before a jury and prosecute people for getting whacked off by underage girls. Right? Maybe, as I said on the last podcast, that Trump is playing 5D chess, right? And he's like, nah, just tell him there's no list, and then we can use this against the Democrats and even probably Republicans who would be on that list, and they can basically blackmail them to do what they want. You know, get the legislation passed they want, get his mandate that he wants passed. Would that be legal? I don't think so, to be honest with you. Don't think that's legal. But would I be against it? I don't think so. I'd like to go to our other sponsor, Stank Veg.
Stank Veg is what you need when your veg smells like a skunky butterweed.
Does your vag smell like 12 illegal immigrants went up in that bitch and built a fucking bread factory? Well, you know what you need? Stank Veg!
Stank Veg is what you need when your veg smells like a skunky butterweed.
Disclaimer. Oh shit, I forgot the disclaimer. I always cut the disclaimer off because I forget it's there. The disclaimer is simple. Disclaimer. Most Afro-American guys will probably like a vag that smells like weed. Anyway. What do you think about that, Ralph? Oh, another thing. This probably won't be good for our sponsors. I'd like to say this up front. But this right here, what happened to Ralph? It was from overusing, or actually, it was from sleeping with women who use too much stank fadge. And he'd probably look at me and say, "Fuck you!" And I'd say, "Ralph, fuck you." Excuse me, I apologize for that. So we talked about Epstein files a little bit. We talked about the extremely great story and work that the Texas law enforcement did by arresting and putting in jail 256 pedophiles and rescuing 109 children who were being human trafficked either for labor or sex. How is that not national news? How could that not possibly be one of the best stories of the year? Every single person, I don't care what your political leaning is, should be just like, yes, this is great. Nothing at all. Also, let's talk about I don't know if Trump signed an executive order or if he's just talking about it, about not allowing a central bank for digital currency. Now, for those of you who don't know, our whole system of money is run by what's called the Federal Reserve, which is basically a central bank, right? It's run by a bunch of private bankers. That's right. Our money comes from private bankers, not from the actual Treasury, right? Treasury keeps borrowing money from these private bankers, and we are currently $33 trillion in debt to people like the Rothschild banking institution, J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. All these banks back Soros, of course, back the Federal Reserve. And we keep spending more than we're taking in and keep borrowing money to do that over and over. Now, these banks are worth something like I think $230 trillion worldwide. So they got plenty of money to bribe plenty of people to keep this central banking system in place. You know, it was in 1913 that our Federal Reserve was created. We went from silver and gold-backed monetary system to just paper. Hey, you need more? Just print it. No one gives a shit, right, Ralph? I agree. Couldn't agree more. As a matter of fact, I don't think you've ever said anything on this show that was fucking better than that. That's just my personal opinion. So Trump wants to institute. Now people are going to say, well, Trump has his own currency. Who gives a shit? He's just one of many private people or private banks or whatever are creating digital currency. The last thing we want is for there to be a central banking system that is controls the digital currency, which you know eventually our whole frickin' monetary system is going to be going to that, right? It's obvious. That's what's going to happen. And what? You disagree? What do you mean? Come on, man. You know that eventually all of our systems are going to be going to digital currency. So again, I probably have one thing to say, and that
Fuck you! You can't.
Sorry, but
Fuck you!
anyway. So, in my opinion, that's another huge news story that should be in the news cycle. 100%, no questions asked. That is a great story. Also, they signed some kind of act about fentanyl, which, you know, I don't know too much about that. Obviously, it's something that should be done. You know, fentanyl is coming in from, wait, who is that again, Ralph? China. That's right, Ralph. It's China that keeps putting in, bringing fentanyl. They create and manufacture the core ingredients for fentanyl, which has killed over 250,000 Americans now. Between the cartels in China, you know. Another huge story. What do you want to talk about? The Epstein list. The Epstein list. Can anyone tell me 100% in the comments, which I can't see right now? Tell me. Go ahead, tell me. What is on the Epstein list? As far as I know, from the beginning, they said the list itself was just a list of people who went on his plane and went to his island. Well, whoop-de-doo. Right? I've been to a gay bar before. Doesn't mean I'm gay. I went there by accident, of course. But ended up hanging out and singing. It was a lesbian bar, actually. Singing karaoke, having a great time. So, but my point is, just because you are on his plane or go to his island doesn't make you a pedophile. That's a huge stretch, you know. And I think we should be majoring in majors right now. And one of them, and then of course, let's get to the ultra huge story, which is the criminal referrals, which we're giving to Pam Bondi for Comey and Brennan for their criminal activity in the Crossfire Hurricane investigation right at the end of Obama's presidency when Trump was elected. They literally tried to overthrow an election and have the president of this country impeached based on something they knew to be false. That's categorically, undeniably factual at this point. They now have, because this FBI has all the records, they have emails from Obama or from Brennan telling the intelligence agencies to, hey, basically do whatever you can to nail Trump on this lie that he's colluding with Russia. And they did. They did impeach him in the House. Remember, they all got on their knees and they all came out. And this is such a somber day. Nancy Pelosi, I am so upset that we have to do this. She fucking knew that was a lie. These motherfuckers have got to be put in jail. They need to build the gallows in front of the Capitol and start hanging fucking treasonous people. Treason, and this is something that can be openly said, if you commit treason, you should be executed. Right? That includes Republicans and Democrats, by the way. I don't give a fuck if you're fucking donkeys or elephants. Either one, you should be, if you are tried and convicted of treason, you should be brought in front of the Capitol and on live TV. You should be fucking executed. And even if that didn't deter anybody, guess what? That's justice. Because in the biblical model of justice, it's not about deterrent. It's about punishment. You were not flogged or executed to deter other people. You were done for punishment for you. And it's supposed to, obviously, death, it's over. But if you're flogged, maybe it'll deter you from doing it again because you were flogged, right? Well, I got to go back to one of my sponsors, which is Anal Glue. We'll be right back. Just remember, if your ass is leaking, what are you going to do? It's very simple. Get you some anal glue.
Is your eyes leaking? Does it embarrass you? What you need to get is anal glue.
Anal glue! Is your ass leaking? Are you sick and tired of leaving shit stains on your couch, your car seat, your wife's face? Well, if that's the case, and you want to stop the seeping, the creeping, and the bleeping, you need to get anal glue. Calendar uses it all the time.
Is your last leaking?
Chris's is.
Does it embarrass you?
No, it doesn't.
What you need to get is anal glue.
Now, I've been instructed to give shout-outs to the top 5 anal glue users. 1, Ralph Webster, right here. Now, this is not necessarily, can you connect the fact that he used too much anal glue to his current situation? No. That would be like saying vaccines cause autism. There's no causation there, right? No. Then you got Chris Calendar, number 2 user of anal glue. Then, of course, my brother, Drew Lofton, massive, massive anal glue user. And then, of course, Wayne Carr. That guy uses so much anal glue, it's not funny. And then, of course, Ruben Perez. He actually has stock in the company because he puts so much glue, anal glue on his ass because, you know, his walls have been beaten so hard. Anyway, okay, we're getting to the segment of the show. We're coming up on 125. I think what we'll do is we'll play one more video that makes fun of Ralph. I always enjoy that. I mean, plus he's dead, doesn't matter. This is a song that my brother, Doo-Doo Lofton's band, which is called Anal Contusion. This is a song called Ralph on Bass by Anal Contusion.
Ralph on bass, plucking strings, fingers fumble, chaos breaks, notes collide, rhythms wrong, still he plays his heart is strong. Hips, he tries so hard, baseline shaky, soul is scarred. Through the noise, he finds his place. Ralph, the warrior, holds the base. Bandmates whips, crowd looks on. Timing's off, the groove is gone. Sweat drips down, his head held high. Ralph won't quit, no reason why. Hips, he tries so hard. Baseline shaky, soul is scarred. Through the noise, he finds his place. Ralph, the warrior, holds the base. Fingers bleeding, callous hands. Ralph won't quit, he takes a stand. Metal flows within his veins. Base rebellion, breaking chains. Hips, he tries so hard. Baseline shaky, soul is scarred. Through the noise, he finds his place. Ralph, the warrior, holds the base.
That was Anal Contusion, my brother's band, with Ralph on bass. I don't think Ralph's going to be playing any more bass anytime soon. He's looking a little anemic, a little anorexic. I don't know what to do. I really tried to help the guy, but you know, come on. I don't know what happened. I do not know what happened. Now let's talk about some other things. Oh, what? You know what? Now that we're talking about Ralph, hold on a second. Let me check something out. Okay. Now that we're talking about Ralph. Ralph, as you know, is an American Indian, which is obvious. You can just look at him and tell. I mean, right, Ralph? Yeah, fucking hey. Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Yeah, see? He's an Indian. And we get into these fucking discussions all the time. He's always saying white people stole Indian land, and I'm like, no, they didn't. Blah, blah, blah. And I always tell him, Ralph, you know, I basically think that, you know, Ralph and all of his brothers and sisters on their reservation, they think that when the Jamestown settlers came here, that this is what happened. Check it out.
Hey, Indian guy, I have a gift for you.
My people, thank you.
Right? That's what they think. They think we walked up, handed them a blanket, bam! They all died of smallpox. Completely untrue. But if I'm being honest, I would say that most white people think that this is what happened. Check it out.
Hey, white man,
Yes?
I have a gift for you.
Yes?
Yeah, they think that settlers came over, we got off the boat, and they just started scalping white people. I don't think that's what happened either. But I think it's somewhere in between. So, let's go into our next news story. Breaking fucking news. The FDA, in an official announcement, has admitted that 0 child vaccines, which are 96 different types of vaccines by the time your kid is 18, he will be injected with mandatorily if he goes to public schools in most school districts. None of them are placebo tested. 0. Now remember, the double-blind placebo test is the normal test that is done for every single fucking drug that we are given or that the FDA approves. It has to be double-blind placebo tested. But 0 child vaccines, and, by the way, COVID vaccines, which they also admitted between 7 and 15 million people worldwide have now died from the COVID vaccines. 7 and 15 million people. That's 3 times more than the people they say died from COVID in America, which they can't prove because you got to have an autopsy to prove cause of death. You can't just say, pretty sure he had fucking COVID. But this is again another news story that is just swept under the rug like it's nothing. How long will you people out there believe that when people speak up and say, hey, maybe this is going on? I'm not saying it is definitively. I'm just saying maybe. Like during, I don't know, COVID, when they started telling us we all had to get the fucking vaccine. And I was called a murderer by people on Facebook because I wouldn't take the vaccine. I said I'd never fucking take it. I told all my kids, please, I'm begging you, don't take it. Not all listened. Most did, though. They called us murderers. Now it is 100% proven that the vaccines did not stop the spread of COVID. They didn't stop the severity of COVID you would get if you got COVID, even though you had one vaccine and several boosters. And it didn't lower the rate of death. As a matter of fact, it has now been determined that you are more likely to die. Why aren't people fucking going to jail for this? How can you tell people, we will ruin your business, your life, your family, your job, if you don't take this, put this chemical in your body, and then when they do, it ends up being a very high percentage chance that you can die and no one goes to jail? Ralph, what do you think about that? That's bullshit. Anyway, so That's big news, man. Another story that should be all over the news today, right? Nope. What's on the news? Epstein files. Epstein. And not one person can go on this fucking comment section and tell me, you know what is in those files. Right? So, that should tell you something right there. Now, let me go back to my other sponsor, Stank Vag.
Stank Vag is what you need when your vag smells like a skunky bottle weed.
Does your vag smell like 12 illegal immigrants went up in that bitch and built a fucking bread factory? Well, you know what you need? Stank Vag!
Stank Vag is what you need when your vag smells like a skunky bottle weed.
Damn it. I keep cutting off the disclaimer. Anyway. Yeah, so the theme of the political parts of today's show are, here's the real stories happening out there, but here's what you're hearing on the news. And I might add, from conservative sites as well. They don't seem to be as bad at pushing the non-story stories, but they're definitely doing it, you know, instead of showing the real stories. Now, I would like to call this segment, Hey, I got an idea. And this segment of our show, Hey, I have an idea, is brought to you by Total Ball Engulfment. That's right. Are you sick of your girlfriend or women sucking your left ball and making your right one jealous? Get Total Ball Engulfment. The moment you put it on, girls will be dropping to their knees. What for? I don't know. Anyway, Total Ball Engulfment by ANUS. That's Antiquated National Universal Systems. A derivative of Stank Vag. Anyway. Not sure if that's a real... Ralph, is that a real product? Really? Oh, Ralph said he has a hot date tonight, and he's going to be putting on a little bit of Total Ball Engulfment. Don't know about that. He'll tell me later when he gets back. Right? I mean, how are you going to walk, though, bro? You have no muscles. Okay. He says he can do it. And I fully trust him. As far as, you know, skeletons go. Now, this segment, as I said, is called, Hey, I got an idea. Here's my idea. We create a new department of the government under the Department of Defense, which is called the Department of Weapons Manufacturing. My idea is simple. We completely eliminate the private sector from the manufacturing of weapons that our government uses. Why? Because the military-industrial complex is running the world. It's running Congress. It's running the politicians. It's running everything. Yeah, they're probably just under the bankers, because they're worth like something like $7 trillion. And what it would entail is the government doesn't buy weapons off anybody. They manufacture them, from mining the metal to the electronic components to the end product. Every single thing. And guess what? Now you have a bunch of more job opportunities. Well, I guess it'd be about the same amount of those. It wouldn't change. But I know what you're going to say. Hey, BillYbob, you're an idiot. Because it would take 30 years for the government to build all these factories. Nope. It's very simple. all the companies that are now making those products, you say, hey, we're not buying your products anymore. We're making our own. So now they have zero income because all of their income comes from, you guessed it, our tax dollars. So we tell them you got two choices. You can just sell us, the U.S. government, your turnkey operation, Lockheed Martin, McDonnell Douglas, Boeing, and I'm not talking about their civilian operations, only their military. Just we'll give you a high dollar. We'll give you $100 billion for your company. Why? Because we probably spend that much every year buying this shit off you. So now they just give us their factories. Will sell us their factories. When I say us, I mean the U.S. government. And they're all ready to go. They've already got people there, I know, who know how to manufacture these things. Because guess what? What's their alternative? Alternatives go completely bankrupt, and they'll have nothing. So you either get a nice price for your company's military division, or you get nothing. So if you have any, if you can tell me the downside to this, put it in the comments. Let me know. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe or whatever. I don't even fucking know what that means. Do that if it applies. Ralph is actually my social media expert. As you can see, he's highly energetic, highly motivated, and is always on top of everything, including showing up to the podcast. Obviously, I mean, look, there he is. He's good to go. So, that was my, hey, I have an idea of the day, and that is to create what I call DOWM, the Department of Weapons Manufacturing. Every single military industrial complex, lobbyist, crooked motherfucker, it would be over, because it would just be another government agency building the shit. Of course, it would have oversight. We'd have to have oversight over it, because, you know, humans are always going to find a way to do crooked shit, but it would be a lot less than if it was privatized. So let me look at the next thing on the list. Talked about that. We're going to go to the music segment of today's show, and that is brought to you by, well, we got some new sponsors. They haven't sent me their promos yet, so one is the Peg Doctor, you know, but what we're going to do is we're going to go to the music section, and this is all music, original music, by mine and Ralph's band, Skeletor. Well, no, the band's not called Skeletor. We're called Social, whoa, I was whistling. Social Collusion. You can see at the bottom of the screen there. If you want to get our music and merch, it is thebergmanmusicgroup.com. That's thebergmanmusicgroup.com. And you can get our music. So check it out. I'm going to play 4 or 5 songs for you now.
I can't give you what you want, but I won't take away what you need. I wanna feel your heat, but I don't wanna get burned. take away what you need. I can't give you what you want, but I can take away what you need.
That was What You Want by Social Collusion, mine and Ralph's band. And now is a song about drug addiction, an original song by Social Collusion. And this song is called Lost.
I see the pain in her eyes, but she's always telling lies, but they're mostly to herself. She likes to play and get away, and maybe someday she'll realize she never asked for help. And now she's lost her way. She wants to hear her name on the lips of the one and say that she loves. And behind her frown is a crazy lazy clown whose world has been turned upside down. She just wants to get up. She hides behind her rainbow smile, and it only takes a little while before the clouds start moving in. Now the pain doesn't take a holiday, it only takes her away. And that's when the trouble all begins. And now she's lost her way. She wants to hear her name on the lips of the one and say that she loves. And behind her frown is a crazy lazy clown whose world has been turned upside down. She just wants to get up. Now she's lost her way. She wants to hear her name on the lips of the one and say that she loves. And behind her frown is a crazy lazy clown whose world has been turned upside down. She just wants to get up. As she lays in bed tonight, reaches for the light, her thoughts are filled with pain. 'Cause she knows when the sun comes up and she fills her coffee cup, she's just gonna do it all again.
That was Lost by Social Collusion. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a song about drug addiction, something that hits all of us hard. We all know someone, whether it's ourselves, our family members, or friends, who have been affected by drugs. Next up on the list, on the music segment of the show, is a little song we like to call Because of You. We did this in the style of Foreigner.
and I've been wasting my time running away. But I clear my mind, and I've got something to say. I lie awake, and I replay the scenes in my broken mind. And now it seems all of my dreams are getting harder to find. And I've been wasting my time running away. But I've cleared my mind, and I've got something to say. Because of you, I know who I am, and now I know who you are. Because of you, I'm a better man than I knew from the start. Because of you, I have a broken heart. And I've been wasting my time running away. But I've cleared my mind, and I've got something to say. Because of you, I know who I am, and now I know who you are. Because of you, I'm a better man, and I knew from the start. Because of you, because of you, yeah, because of you, I have a broken heart. Because of you, because of you, because of you. Because of you, because of you, because of you, because of you, because of you,
That was Because of You by Social Collusion, featuring... Who was that featuring? I don't know. Here is another one by Social Collusion. This song is called These Boys.
I got the feeling something's gonna happen tonight. My body's feeling, and you know these
These Boys by Social Collusion. Now, I'm going to go back to a little live segment. We're here live Saturday, July 19th, 2025. We've talked about a lot of political issues. Ralph has been very engaging today, obviously. I mean, he's probably said more than he's ever fucking said on any podcast today. And I really appreciate that. Thanks, Ralph. You're welcome, you faggot. This guy. Get out of here. Forget about it. Anyway, we do like to do our cooking segment. Now, I would like to apologize because I keep showing the same segment. But that's because we haven't had a lot of viewers, so you might as well show it. And we haven't had time to film more. Even though I cook every fucking night. Every night I cook a meal for at least 8 people. Somewhere in that area. In our house. And we can't find time to pick up a phone and film it. Go figure, right? So this is our version of chicken marsala. Enjoy. Peeps,
Chop the
now it's
parsley.
time to plate.
Chop the parsley. We're gonna cook some food. It's gonna be real good. You're gonna learn how to cook, even though you're a loser. Yeah! Hey, what's up? This is the Ralph and Billy Bob Show cooking segment. We call it Cooking with Losers. All right. Now, that doesn't mean we're the losers. Could be you. Figure it out. Anyway, so today we're going to do chicken marsala. Green beans with tomato and a garlic, butter, olive oil, Parmesan linguine. Let's start with the chicken. First, what I've done, I put these between, this is thinly sliced chicken. I put it between 2 pieces of paper and I rolled it out with my rolling pin. So what I'm going to do is I've already seasoned my flour with salt and pepper. We're going to lightly bread this, right? Give it a little bam, 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 bam. Set it aside. We'll do 2 at a time because I'm feeding, 8 to 10 people every night. So shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Now, let me clean my hands. I'm going to take extra virgin olive oil into the pan. Right? Pan's nice and hot. Then we are going to just bring this over here. Chicken in, away from you. Move around, right? Could have been, actually, the heat's good. Now, this is something you don't want to overcook, right? You're going to do about close to a minute on each side. I've already salt and peppered the flour, but I'm salt and peppering this again because we want flavor, baby, right? Right, Ralph?
Hams.
That means yes. So, you get the tongs. Let that go. Right, like I said, about a minute on each side. Then we're going to take it out when it gets a nice color on it. We're going to rest it on the rack, and that'll be the end of this segment as I move on to the next thing. Like I said, I got about 6, 8 pieces. These are huge pieces. I can even cut these in half, especially if you're feeding weak-ass women. Just kidding. All right. Chop the parsley. Chop the parsley. Okay, now, the first batch of chicken's done. You don't want to overcook it. Nice and tender. We're going to let it rest on our rack. Now, what are we going to do? Second round. See you in a minute.
Goodness, baby.
Okay, so now this is our last piece of chicken, right? As you can see, we've cooked all of our chicken scallops. Now, the base of the marsala sauce. We start with a nice little bit, 2, 3, 4 tablespoons of olive oil, right? Next, shallots in. Garlic in. Mushrooms in. We got sliced portobello, sliced shiitake.
Nice.
This is going to be the base of your sauce. Pepper.
cut it. Did you cut it? Cut it. Chop the parsley. Chop the parsley. Okay, so our shallots, garlic, olive oil, shiitakes, and portobellos have been cooking for about 3 or 4 minutes. This is where the magic starts to happen. We're going to add a little bit of marsala, right? Let that start to cook down.
Just
What we're
goodness.
going to do is we're going to flambe that off. Let's get that flambe going. Why do we flambe? Because we don't want the alcohol in the food, right? So we got to flambe it. I guess that's about it. Let it down. Let it go. That flambe off. Now we're going to reduce these down until they're almost like a sticky syrup. And then we're going to be adding the chicken stock. See you then. Our mushroom, shallot, garlic, butter,
Chop the parsley.
and marsala wine mixture is, look, as I said, it's almost like a syrup, right? So now what we're going to do, add a cup
Chop the parsley.
of chicken stock. Okay? I'm using right now dried oregano and thyme because I went to Harris Teeter and Aldi and Shoppers and none of them had fresh. So we're going to go with that, right? Now, we bring this back to a boil. As soon as it starts boiling, we're going to put the chicken cutlets back in. And what we're going to do is we are going to, actually, you know what? I'll just do it now. Let's put them in. We're going to bring it to a boil, and then what we're going to do is we're going to let it cook for 3 minutes, turn it off. And this part of the project is 100% done. See what I'm doing there? Make sure it's all covered. Oh my God. You talk about fucking good. All right. So our chicken and marsala sauce is now done. Be back to do the green beans with garlic, shallot, and blistered tomatoes in olive oil, and our garlic, butter, parmesan linguine. See you soon.
Chop the parsley. Chop the parsley.
Okay, chicken marsala done. I just threw in some fresh parsley. This is nice and thickened up. As you can see, it's right where we really actually want it to be. And as it sits, it's going to get a little thicker. Done deal. Be back with the green beans. We're going to do our green bean dish. First, green beans. What I did with these is I shocked, these are fresh green beans, shocked them in, parboiled them in boiling water for 30 seconds. Then I shocked them in ice water. Then I soaked them back in the ice water. And they're nice and tender, but they still got a bite to them, right? So here we go. Hot pan, right? Green beans in. No nothing. Let them sit for a couple seconds. Next, salt, pepper. Come over here. Salt, pepper. What I got here? Garlic, chopped, fresh, right off the bulb. Shallots, in. Next, extra virgin olive oil. Right? Let's get that going. This is a great summer dish and a great way to eat green beans. Let these go for about a minute. Now, while that's going, over here I got my water boiling. I've got my linguine for our pasta dish, right? Linguine in. How we roll. Fuck that crap. Now what do I got here? I got heirloom mini cherry tomatoes. These are going to go in for about a minute. What do we have so far? Garlic, shallot, salt, pepper, pre-cooked, pre-parboiled, and blanched green beans. So go for a minute. Our linguine is in. As soon as it starts to foam, What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, let's spin it. Why? Because we want to separate the linguine. We don't want it to stick together, right? Now, I make fresh pasta. This particular dish, you don't need fresh pasta for. So, but you definitely want to separate it, right? Okay, now, green beans. Back to the green beans. What we're gonna do, we're gonna put in the tomatoes. We want those tomatoes to blister. We want to release that sugar, release that water. The tomatoes are gonna add a sweetness to the green beans, and what a great way to eat green beans in the summertime, right? And then we're going to finish that off with a little bit of cherry vinegar. Be right back. Okay, so our linguine is al dente. I'm going to put it in the sink for a quick drain. I don't want completely all the water gone. Now I'm going into my other colander, right? Here's where the magic happens. This particular thing I'm doing, what I'm gonna do, it's important right in here, salt and pepper your pasta, right? Let's come back over here. So now I've salt and peppered the pasta. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to add, I would prefer fresh Parmesan, but this is what we got right now. So I'm going in with the rest of my Parm and a little Pecorino Romano. Reggiano, whatever, right? And some fresh olive oil. Now, take your tongs and start moving. About halfway through, get rid of the water, come back. Now, a couple nice knobs of butter. My chives and parsley. Little fresh parsley over here on the green beans. And chop the parsley. Incorporate. What do we got? Butter, salt, pepper. You know what I'm gonna do? This really doesn't have any garlic. Chop the parsley. Is so infused with garlic. Chop the parsley. Right. I'm gonna back up just for a second. Just go straight back. I'll get something out of the fridge. We get a little more Parm. This is the cheap shit. That's all I got right now. Like I said, I would prefer to use fresh shredded Parm. What I'm trying to do is create like a little bit of a creamy sauce going on in here. Right? So, now that's done. Be back in 1 minute to plate. See you then. Okay, so now as you can see, we got a little bit of color on our green beans. Our tomatoes are starting to blister, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit it with a little bit of sherry vinegar. I already put a little bit of crushed red pepper in. This is gonna add a nice little pickly flavor to the green beans. Let them cook for about another 3 minutes. That's done. Pasta's almost done. See you in 2 minutes.
Oh, the fragrance is incredible.
Okay, peeps, now it's time to plate our chicken marsala, our pasta, and our green beans. We're gonna start with a nice piece of marsala, right? We're gonna come in here with the sauce and the mushrooms. We're going to get some of our green beans. And get some tomatoes in there too. Your peeps are gonna want that. Then you're gonna take your pasta, give it a nice spin, right? This doesn't need to be too much because it's just a side dish. Right? Twirl, twirl, twirl. Bring it over here. Put it on your plate. Finish with a little fresh parsley.
Sweet.
And there you have it. You've got your garlic, butter, and olive oil, Parmesan linguine, chicken marsala, and your green beans. Go fuck yourself. Chop the parsley. Chop the parsley.
Steak fat is what you need when your vat smells like a skunky bottle weed.
Does your vag smell like
12 illegal immigrants went up in that bitch and built a fucking bread factory?
Yes!
Well, you know what you need?
Yes!
Stank veg!
Stank vag. Stank vag is what you need when your vag smells like a skunky bottle of weed.
Disclaimer.
Is your eyes leaking? Does it embarrass you? What you need to get is anal glue.
Is your ass leaking? Are you sick and tired of leaving shit stains on your couch, your car seat, your wife's face? Well, if that's the case, and you want to stop the seeping, the creeping, and the bleeping, you need to get anal glue.
Is your ass leaking? Does it embarrass you?
Yup.
What you need to get is anal glue.
Okay, we're back live. BillYbob, Ralph. He licked too many anal vages and anal glues and stank vages. Can I say? We lost him. Let's have a moment of silence. That's enough. All right. So, what I wanted to do is I wanted to play you guys one of our actual music videos we produced. I think I'll play both, but I'm going to start with Serial Killer. Now, what we did was we wrote a song called Serial Killer, and we thought, let's do a retro video, man, where we pretend like it's the late 70s. There's these, you know, Jewish music producers and Jewish A&R guy, and he goes to his president of his record company, and he says, hey, man, you got to check out this band, they are killer. And what he doesn't know is that the band is made up of Jeffrey Dahmer, Richard Ramirez, and the guy who was the Green River Killer. I can never remember his name. This is a pretty cool video. My close friends helped me make this video. I won't mention their names because they might not want to be mentioned on my podcast. Do you blame them? I do not. I could never. So the name of this song is Serial Killer, and this is the video by Social Collusion. Check it out. Concept video. It's really cool.
Okay, I'm here. What was so important that I had to miss my nephew's bat mitzvah? Mr. Bergman, I know. My wife's not happy. Not happy, I tells you. I promise you, you will not regret this. Even if I wanted to sleep with a woman, I wouldn't be able to. These guys are killer. Anyway, let me introduce you to the band. This is Jeffrey Dahmer. He's from Milwaukee, singer, guitar. He's actually a hell of a cook. He's got this stew. It's to die for. Anyways, this is Gary Ridgway. He's from Washington State. He's on the drums up by the Green River, right? Loves the water. And here we have Richard Ramirez, bass guitar. Actually, he's right here in the LA area. I heard he's in that Satan stuff, but to each his own, I say. So what kind of music is this? They're calling it heavy metal.
I set my sights on you. You will not escape. When I sink my teeth in you, you will know your pain. Serial killer. Serial killer.
Gilbert was reported screaming and running into the brush near here after meeting a client who found her on Craigslist.
Well, it's over. I've had my fun. Sorry you were the one. So haunting these dreams of you. Oh, what hate has done. I'm so guilty. Woke up today. Why am I this way? But I know I'll kill again. Who's next to feel my way? Serial killer. Serial killer. Serial killer. Serial killer.
Guys, you're pretty good. You're just not Bergman material.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to live. I'm not afraid to die. I'm not afraid to laugh. I'm not afraid to cry. Not afraid to smile. I'm not afraid to frown. Not afraid to rise up. I'm not afraid to fall down. I'm not part of the crowd. I'm not afraid to run, not afraid to walk, I'm not afraid to shut up, not afraid to talk, not afraid to give, I'm not afraid to take, not afraid to stand still, I'm not afraid to break. I'll never play your game. Oh, I'm my own worst enemy. But I'll never be afraid of who I wanna be. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to be me. Not afraid to go. I'm not afraid to stop. I'm not afraid to fly. I'm not afraid to drop. Not afraid to be big. Not afraid to be small. Not afraid to stand. Not afraid to fall. I'm not afraid at all. Oh, I'm my own worst enemy. But I'll never be afraid of who I wanna be. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid. Afraid of what?
Social collusion, and I'm not afraid to be me. Now, live from Mossburgers, it was the Lofton reunion with Kevin Baker, John Lofton, Ralph Webster, and Dwayne Merson, performing Dawkins, Breaking the Chains. Anyway, I forgot to have that on. My bad. I don't know if you could hear me or not. I was saying that that night we played Morseburger's Tavern in Catonsville. We did Bark of the Moon, Break of the Champ. We did a bunch of shit. But Lofton's making a comeback. We're going to do a pop-up show somewhere, I'd say in the next 6 months. And we're going to bring back all the classics. Priest, Maiden, Dokken, Queensryche, Loudness. We always played shit nobody else was playing. We did play the faggot shit like Poison and shit and Motley Crue. You know what? We always played songs off Motley Crue's first album. We didn't fuck around with... Well, that's not true. I'm lying. We did Girls, Girls, Girls and Shout at the Devil. But we did like Too Fast for Love, Live Wire, Piece of Your Action, Starry Night. We did a lot of shit off the first album, which was kind of like just punk metal, which I really enjoyed. Yeah. God, you know what? I gotta start writing these stories down because I could tell one story or two stories for every podcast, and I probably had 200 stories. Crazy ass shit that we did, what happened with the band. Let me give you one story. So, remember, this is the 1980, maybe 81, 82. You know, everyone's like, oh, Lofton, you're a bigot, you're a racist, you're a this and that, misogynistic, homophobe, whatever the fuck you want to call me. Oh, yeah, bitch. In 1980, I was in a band with an Indian and a black guy. I'll never forget the day I met Kevin Baker. Kevin Baker was the guy you just saw playing Bark of the Moon. In case you don't know, everyone knows Baker. He's a phenomenal guitar player. One day he will be as good as me. I'm hoping for that day, but it hasn't happened yet. Just kidding. Seventh grade civics class, Mr. Roby, total homosexual teacher, always hitting on the guys in that class. He was hitting on me all the time. I was in 7th fucking grade. Made me feel very uncomfortable. That's the end of my story there. But I walk into the classroom, Kevin Baker, he was already like 6 feet tall in 7th fucking grade. And he had on a shirt that had Leonard Skinner on the back and a rebel flag on the front. I was like, I gotta know this black guy. So we got to become friends, and probably a couple years later we all started playing music. And lo and behold, we formed the band Patriot. We were very patriotic, I would say, back in the 80s. It was the Reagan years, you know. But to get to the story, that was a little backstory. We go to a place called Deal, Maryland, which is like white redneck hell. And Baker was like, I ain't going there. I was like, you'll be fine. You're with us. It's going to be okay. Now, full disclosure, Baker was fine. I think there was a couple N-words thrown at him here and there, but, you know, we were like, fuck you, bitch. There was a bunch of green beaners, fucking redneck white trash. It was Deal in the 80s. Come on. But we're playing this outdoor party. So our band goes, we're hired to play this party. Another famous, I don't think that was Bud Maston who got us that cake. That was before Bud. It was that other guy we had. I can't remember his name. Like Robert, or I can picture him. I just can't remember his name. He was our manager when we were like teenagers. And so we end up playing on the deck of this in-ground pool. But the pool is gone. Like, the whole pool. There's no cement or anything, but the cement deck remains, like where the diving board would be. We're playing on that, and everyone's standing down where the pool would be. They're like in the pit of the pool, so we're playing like over top of these people. And we're jamming, you know, we're having a great time. All of a sudden we hear this horn beeping, because we're in a field. It's a field keg party. Bonfires, rednecks, crystal meth, all kinds of shit going on. And we see this car driving across the fucking field. You know, it's not a smooth field, so it's like jumping. It's doing like 30, 40 miles an hour. And there's people hanging all over the outside of the car, screaming. And, you know, there's a guy on the hood, like with a 2x4, smashing the windshield. The driver's frantically, I don't know what's happening. I'm just looking up like, what the fuck? So the car's getting closer and closer to where we're playing, heading right for us. And lo and behold, that motherfucker went right into the pool. Luckily, Everyone got out of the way that was in there. They saw it coming, so most of them ran up into the shallow end and got out. The ones that were stuck in the deep end just avoided getting hit. But, of course, we just, at that point, we fled the scene. And the people who were on the car beating this guy who was driving the car evidently killed him. They smashed his head in with a 2x4. But it's because the guy pulled a gun on him or something. It was some kind of fight or something. But that's just one story. One insane fucking story. I'll never forget it. I feel like the car was on fire too. Like, cause when it was coming across the field, it was like, it was fucking pure insanity. And that was Stories You Won't Believe. Right, Ralph? You remember that one? Yeah, I'm a faggot. Yeah, I know. Truth is, I don't know where Ralph is. He just didn't show up for the podcast. But he's probably gussying up for his little date tonight, so it's all good. Ralph gotta, we'll leave that one alone. I'll cut you slack on that one, bitch. Anyway, let's go back to a little more music before we finish out this podcast. First, I'd like to hit our sponsor, Total Ball Engulfment. Total Ball Engulfment. When you want both balls in her mouth. Spray on 1 spritz of TBE, and the next thing you know, balls are being engulfed. Now, again, warning, this affects all people. You could put on Total Ball Engulfment and there's dudes getting on the knees, so you better look out. I only put it on when I'm in a room alone with the woman I love. Full disclosure. Sorry, TBE, but that could backfire on those who are not, in fact, gay. I'd like to play a couple more of our songs. We wanted to write a song in the style of Kiss from like the Love Gun album, and we wanted to write one in the style of even kind of Bad Company-ish. I think it sounds more like Kiss. My singing kind of sounds more like Gene Simmons. Kinda. I'm a horrible singer, but check it out.
I'm like a missile in your love, what I see.
let's do a song that we wrote, a little homage to Trump. It's called MAGA, and we got Dave Celentano to play on this song. The lead, I wish I could just cut to the lead. I could, but I mean, it would ruin the whole song just to cut to the lead. Dave Celentano on YouTube, on the internet. Just look him up, Dave. Then his last name is Celeanto, Celentano. At Celeanto, Celent. No, it's no Cele Ntano, Celentano. This guy's phenomenal. He's written many books on finger tapping. I mean, this guy, and I thank him. I bow to him for helping us out. And he went to Laurel Senior High with us. He did the lead on the song. The song is called MAGA.
Hard every day, just grinding away. He hides his feelings and pain. No time for that, there's bills to pay. He wants to change the world, but there's never enough time. Just another good man being selfless. He's gonna draw the line.
Check.
Check 1, 2.
Just do something. Take your fate in your hands, and then it'll all start happening. He sits home
Check
all
1,
day,
2. I'm just
playing
freaking
video
away.
games. Doesn't like the world he sees, so he lives this fantasy. He wants to change the world, but he doesn't understand. Taking control of your future, all you need is your own two hands to make America great again. Just do something. Take your fate in your hands, and then
It'll all start happening. Check.
America great again. Just do something. Take your fate in your hands, and then it'll all start happening.
time is now. The choice is yours.
Wake up.
That was Social Collusion with MAGA, featuring Dave Celentano, the guitar virtuoso from the class of 1982, Laurel Senior High, Laurel, Maryland, who also graduated in the same class. Oh, fuck me. Marty Friedman. That's right. And several other people. There's a lot of people from Laurel Senior High who kick ass musically. I can't even begin to list them all. All right. I'd like to play an older song that I wrote. This song I wrote back in like 2008. It's just a song called Life. I wanted to do something kind of, I don't even know. I don't even know what it's in the style of, to be honest with you. You tell me. You tell me what you think the style, this song's in the style. You may be like, the style is total shit. I'm like, okay. But first, the cat, no. I won't play that. So this song's called Life. It's one of the first songs I ever recorded, so recording's shitty, but check it out.
Life is a journey, I didn't ask to take it. I was thrown in the mix and now I'm in a fix. Good thing that I know how to fake it. Time and time again, seems that I fall. Break the mold, you know that I've been told it's all for one and one for all. I don't have all the answers, but at least I'm asking the questions. Do you have some suggestions? Just when it starts, it seems it's over. Well, it's old man looking back wonders just where it went. He thinks to himself, did I just go through hell, or was life heaven sent? Time and time again, seems that he fell. I'm not that old, but if the truth be told, life exists between heaven and hell. I don't have all the answers, but at least I'm asking the questions. Do you have some suggestions? I don't have all the answers. But at least a mess
Ralph is a faggot. Yeah, you heard me, bitch. Okay, that's going to do it for today's show. I'm going to have to end with my sponsors. I'd like to thank Ralph once again for being on my podcast. He kicked ass today. Bro, I can truly say that... Hold on. Oh, wait, is this Ralph? Oh, that's right. There you go. I can truly say this is the best podcast you ever did. Like, seriously. Your wit, your charm. It was impeccable, bro. I'm going to have you back. Anyway, I'd like to finish with our sponsors and then end out this day. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in and joining the BillYbob and Ralph podcast. I'm BillYbob. That's Ralph. He's a skeleton. I'm human. Have a good one. And now, one more word from our sponsors.
Is your eyes leaking? Does it embarrass you? What you need to get is anal glue.
Is your ass leaking? Are you sick and tired of leaving shit stains on your couch, your car seat, your wife's face? Well, if that's the case, and you want to stop the seeping, the creeping, and the bleeping, you need to get anal glue.
Is your ass leaking? Does it embarrass you? What you need to get is anal glue. Stank bag is what you need. When your bag smells like a skunky butterweed.
Does your vag smell like 12 illegal immigrants went up in that bitch and built a fucking bread factory? Well, you know what you need? Stank vag!
Stank vag is what you need. When your vag smells like a skunky butterweed.
And one more from our sponsor. There is one more sponsor. We're going to end it out with this.
Turn any ass, anal vag. Turn any ass into a pussy.
Does your girlfriend only let you put it in her butt because she thinks it makes her a virgin? What you need is anal vag. When inserted in your girlfriend's butthole, it turns her butt into a nice, moist, soft pussy.
Anal vag.